That didn't go. We sat on it for 6 months. Sarah called us again and said, you know, I've read a million pilot scripts and nothing came across that piqued my interest as much as this, so let's try to set it up. So she came on board as a producer, and we started taking meetings with networks and ultimately ended up at CBS, luckily.
And now we're at the CW.
Now we're at the CW.
And how much has it changed since it went from CBS?
It honestly hadn't. I mean, for the most part, the pilot that we shot for CBS is the pilot that will air for CW, minus the music.
Yeah,
I mean,
there are definitely music changes, some pace
Pacing
changes, but it's not significant. Someone who might have seen it represented by CBS would still definitely recognize it.
Yes.
But the overall vision remains the same. Like there's nothing that's going to be set that will have changed going forward.
No, I mean the CW really embraced the noir aspect of it and the serialized thriller aspect of it, and you know they knew what it was and they embraced it, and we love them for it.
We have Sarah playing 2 characters. Now, it's suggested in the trailer that the one dies, but we'll obviously see flashbacks of both of them. But will there be a sort of in a Fringe-like thing, not to compare to Fringe, but might we have whole episodes with each character, like one episode one sister, one episode the other sister, like that?
Well, we're playing with time and perspective, so there will be a lot of flashbacks where you'll see the sisters playing off one another, and those will serve as, you know, stories within the story.
And as we know, the other sister isn't actually dead. She's quite in trouble herself, and so how are we going to sort of see that story develop and why she wants her sister dead? And
who said she wants her sister dead?
I think what you'll see is there's one sister who's seeking redemption and one sister who's seeking revenge, and you just tell everybody to hold on tight because it's good.
It's worth the wait.
Yeah.
it's good. I like that. As far as, you know, her. The roles really feel like Bridget sort of Buffy the younger years and Siobhan sort of Buffy the older years. Has that sort of informed how you guys have been writing towards them, or have you noticed that at all?
No, and I've never heard that before. That's interesting that you'd say that, but I like that, but that was never the intent, that it was, you know, Buffy the younger years and Buffy the older years.
Considering it's Sarah's big, triumph return to TV, do you guys feel any pressure, considering how much buzz as soon as she signed on?
The pressure we feel is to write the best stories possible for her, because she is an amazing actress, she's an amazing producer, and we have to live up to that. We have a very high standard.
Well, as a producer she is a producer.
Yes.
She have a lot to say with the scripts as well, like even changing,
Yeah, she has creative input. She's a co-EP, so, you know, her input is just as valid and important as anyone else's.
It's very collaborative.
Yes.
It's really incredibly collaborative. It's not a dictatorship or anything like, I won't do this, such a
And she has great instincts, too. She's a smart cookie, so
really savvy.
she knows what she's doing.
Give some good-looking guys on the cast.
Yes, there are.
She finds herself in the middle, obviously, with the whole the affair Siobhan had.
Yeah, an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, exactly. And she doesn't really know the past for those relationships. So what are we going to see for her figuring that out and dealing with those?
That's a great part of the show. The discoveries of learning who these people are, what they already presume about the character, and it's fun to write. It's fun to have someone walk in a situation where they're supposed to know so much about who they are, and yet they discover things, and you have to sort of keep it calm. You can't show that expression.
And
I'm sorry. No, please.
I was going to say, she will find love.
Yeah, but what's great about the Bridget character is she's in the dark just like the audience, so her discoveries are our discoveries, so it's pretty cool.
You're not going to say who she'll find love with?
Absolutely not.
Is it someone maybe we've already seen on the show?
Could be.
Fair. Completely understand. Is there thoughts about possibly?
what? I'm
Is
sorry?
there thoughts about bringing any of the having, you know, a reunion with some of the old Buffy cast, maybe bringing them on to join Sarah on there?
Haven't gotten that far yet, but you know, we'll see.
Never say never, I guess.
Guys, we're
Yes.
gonna leave room
Woo,
for one more
that was quick.
question.
Sure.
We can move on.
Great.
Les?
How much story-wise have you looked out into the future? Like, did you have how many seasons could you see it going for? And
Well, you know, originally when
Till the
when we
end of
pitched it, when we had pitched it to CBS, we had 3 seasons worth of stories kind of percolating. So obviously things change as you start writing, but you know, we were thinking in the macro rather than in terms of the micro.
These characters have such rich backstories, and everyone on the show has a duplicitous nature and a fantastic, delicious secret that we could just keep telling more and more stories.
And just really quick, last question. I mean, how long can this really go on? How long can you keep it where people aren't figuring out the secret?
8,
5
9 years.
yeah, five seasons at the very least.
I said 8, 9 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't cut it short. I have plans.
One tree along.
One Tree Hill Long. There we
Yeah,
go.
Traffic has Siobhan look
Yeah.
at your Bridges life maybe, or
And then there's always the triplet who will surface. Season 7.
I think you have to understand that we have such a great cast and great characters that the twin situation is so much a part of it. There's so many life stories to tell about other characters.
Yes.
Great. Thank you guys
Great,
so much.
thank you guys.
Thank you.
Next, we're moving? Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thanks, guys.